Siema, siema, siema. Dobra. Etwas hinten underway dock west of Nice. No to tutaj chyba. Enter. Night boring map. West of Nice. Mountain Trail. Entering. A tak, tutaj to było to. Talca Pond Road. Ale tutaj jest wysęt. Tutaj stąd przyszedłem. No to... To jest in Darkwing Headquarters. Nie. No, jest na górze. Nord. Est. A, to może tam, gdzie ja byłem. Może tutaj, tak, tutaj. Mogę tutaj śmignąć sobie.
We've reached our destination.
A popo, jak tam moje many change? O. Ice Life, Stocks and Pan. Cow. I 2 razy Horse. Okej. Aha, a jak już tutaj jestem. Nie, krytek, tak, sorry, tylko Forge Weapon. Nie, nie. Ground Fang. Okej, potrzebuję Long Sword. Naprawdę? Naprawdę? Quick. I teraz, a może nie może być ekwipunku, inaczej nie może być ten.
Have you got
Equipment, longsword, tam fake, claw,
checked your equipment lately?
weapon craft, tak, i teraz mam ten. O, git. Ignis Roar, i tu mam jeden, ale nie wiem, Dragon Flag. Blackthorn. Astal Crystal nie ma. Crystal Knuckles, no, można zawsze ten kupić, ale Astal Crystal nie ma. To jest już najmocniejsze. Sobie kupię to. Dobrze, ja muszę iść. Dokładnie tędy. To weźmiemy... To jest pieprz chyba, nie? Tak, to jest pieprz.
You sense one of your pals, Hoodle?
I przez to
I see plenty
przejść.
of ruins around here, too. Must have been a big town bustling with people back in the day.
For crown contest participants, places such as these are but vectors for the astral energy they pursue. Similar to that windmill, for instance.
No to chodźcie. Widzę go. O, skrzydła! Jebane, ja chcę te skrzydła mieć. Jak tam się dostać?
Let's dispose of the trap.
Rising Wyvern! Air pressure! Lunar rendezvous! Rising Wyvern!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Take this! Take this!
Lunar blast!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
On your knees.
Dragon You're mine! Rising Wyvern! Air pressure!
Well then, let's keep moving.
O, egzamin. Okej. Pogadaliśmy. No. Okej.
You're saying we should check the owl forest?
O. No coś tam będą mieli dla mnie. Skrzynka. Skrzynka. Proszę. Lodu mógł sobie nawet zrobić, ugotować. Dobrze, to mam
This is one of the
ogarnięte.
places where the Dark Wings and Almadria have fought.
I wouldn't be so sure. This place appears more ravaged by time than combat, even if there are signs of destruction. It would likely have taken place during the Great Conquest of 300 years prior.
And ever since, it's been a breeding ground for Zugals, I guess.
Wszystko sobie tutaj sprawdzimy. Stamtąd przyszedłem. Będziemy tylko walczyć jak musimy. O Jezus. A, widzieliście to? O. No to jak to mam tutaj wziąć, no? O, jest. Udało się. A. Nie można. Można rybki łowić. Połowimy sobie jedną, zobaczymy.
Hey, what do you think about that spot?
Good idea. I'll go for that one.
No. Co jest?
Nothing's biting.
No bez sensu.
Wouldn't it be easier to simply use astral arts to catch the fish and be done with it?
That
Niech
misses the
będzie.
whole point of going out to fish.
O! Uff.
Is this what I think it is? That was
Walk out.
disappointing.
Pieprzy to.
You guys want to rest here?
Wiesz co? Tak. Bo chcę sobie coś ugotować.
I hope we managed to catch on.
Kebab. O, XP boost.
Looks perfect and tastes just as good.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit. Maintaining your shield? It's becoming a
Miguel was the one who taught me how to maintain my equipment after I first joined the Guard.
Your brother always seems to come up whenever I talk to you.
That's because we had no other relatives. So it was just the two of us growing up. He was my idol. The one I looked up to and wanted to be like. When I became a guardsman, Lagiel wasn't too pleased to see me at first. It was Miguel who really welcomed me aboard.
Lagiel? Oh, right. She was Miguel's second in the Gold Dust Cats, wasn't she?
That's right. She's always been a very critical and down-to-earth person.
You're more an idealist than some pun.
Even so, that's my brother's doing.
You must have meant a lot to him.
He wasn't just kind, so much so that when he thought I was asleep, he'd slip out of the house to go training on the outskirts of town.
You seem to know a lot about it.
That's because I only pretended to be asleep and would follow up. You know what? I'm at a good stopping point with my sheep.
No, dobrze. Jesteśmy
I'll
już
take watch tonight. It's okay.
kumplami. Ona mnie już polubiła, więc śmigam dalej. O! Popatrz, growing boy. Recover od razu dostałem. Tylko nie mam punktów, żeby wydać.
Before we go, you guys have everything?
Tak, mamy wszystko.
A dead end?
No, there's an elevator. Looks operational.
Hidden entrance, hidden wall. Okay. Off. O kurde, to jest statek?
I can't believe there's actually an underground harbor here.
Wow.
There are even
O,
boats
skrzynka.
docked.
I only see Danans. Think they were forced to work here?
Probably. Let's see what they have to share about Almadria.
Setting sail. Makrele. Kurde, jak się tutaj wchodzi? Z drugiej strony? Tak. Siema.
You didn't happen to see a lord come by, did you?
Sorry, friend, but she just left. Came by with a whole posse of underlings, boarded her ship, and took off at first wind. We damn near got blown away. She was that much in a hurry.
Damn! So we missed her!
You guys trying to go after her? Need a ride?
Are you saying you know how to steer a ship?
Spent most of my life chained to the deck of some ship or other. Yeah, I know my jib from my boom.
We don't know how dangerous it'll be. Better you give us the boat and stay on solid ground.
Whoa there! You been out on the water before? You need a sea dog like me or you'll sink her.
We're losing time. Sir, we're in your debt.
Now that's more like it. Name's Mahavar. Just give me a holler when you're all set and we'll set sail.
No tak, ja jestem gotowy. Śmigamy. Ready to go? Yep.
This is like a dream come true. Never would have thought I'd get a chance like
No
this.
Jezus.
Thank you, y'all.
The pleasure's all ours. Think we'll...
Of course we will. They got too much weight on them. Meanwhile, this ship's carrying nothing but us salty scalawags. They got a good head start on us, but we can take them.
Do you know if there are any Dahnans on that ship?
Couldn't say for sure. On the one hand, seeing as it's supposed to be something of another castle, I'd reckon they probably wouldn't let a bunch of Dahnans on board. On the other hand, I'd be real surprised if the Renans were able to pilot that thing all by themselves. In any case, it's gonna be a while before we reach her. Till then, you're all free to do whatever. Just don't fall in the ocean.
I know Mahavar said we could take it easy, but there's not exactly a lot to do on this boat. I guess I'll check in on everyone and see how they're holding up.
O kurde. No to co, musimy z każdym pogadać teraz, no.
Hold that pose long enough and someone might just come along and paint you.
Any artist who'd see fit to paint me needs their eyes tested.
What can you tell me about Almadria?
Not as much as you'd probably wish. I only end...
Ah, right. I almost forgot about them.
It's safe to assume they know everything, though I know not why they choose to remain uninvolved. Perhaps they see what's been happening as just part of the ongoing crown contest.
Even what Almadria did? Has it really reached the point where her actions are seen as normal?
Not to my knowledge, no. At its core, the crown contest is a competition to see who can amass the most astral energy. And to amass such energy, slaves are needed to collect it from. It's therefore against the Lord's interest to kill them.
So then why would Almadria do something like that?
We must remember that time is running out in the crown contest. Perhaps her hand... It is a way to accrue astral energy faster and in larger quantities than through slave labor. Doing so kills off that labor force, obviously. But it is a means to an end. No one could have foreseen that something like the hollowing would arise back when the contest was first conceived.
Is becoming the sovereign of Rena really that important to the lords?
Of course. It's the greatest prize one can attain in that respect at least. I'm really not that surprised that Almadria resorted to what she did. As utterly
Ona to
despicable as it
specjalnie
is.
zrobiła, żeby więcej tej astralnej energii dostać.
I worry that the only
Oni
reason I
walczą o to, żeby koronę dostać. Król królów,
You think
kuźwa.
too highly of me. I'm afraid I must respectfully disagree. I'm not nearly...
If that's so, would you have been so shaken up when Kisara lost? Why else would you turn your back on your own kind and choose to fight for Miguel's dream? Aren't we?
A curious choice of words. Did what you see in Mahag Sar hit you that hard?
What Deadheim did to that city? He didn't liberate anyone. Anyone who refused to follow him was an enemy in his eyes. 300 years of Renan rule taught...
What I have come to understand is that the conflict extends beyond Dahnon versus Renan. There is an internal quarrel as well.
Hmm?
I mean to bring about a true, lasting coexistence in Menancia. But there are more walls we must topple.
And you don't think you can pull it off?
Well, you seem to think you can, at least.
Does that make us enemies?
Insofar as an exchange of swordplay, no, it doesn't.
Not good enough for you?
Are you really... Forgive me. I will continue to fight by your side a while longer. That much...
No dobrze, trochę wytłumaczył. Kurde, i z każdą jednym muszę teraz gadać.
You don't look so good.
The floor. It keeps moving. How can you stand it? How can you even stand?
I'm not the best person to ask about discomfort. I can't feel pain, remember?
I still can't believe what happened in Niez. Even now. As a lord, my expectations for Almeidrea were already pretty low. But the way she treated human lives like they're mere playthings.
Yeah. And it wasn't as if the situation in Niez was improving much to begin with.
You mean Deadheim?
The whole reason I started fighting back was because of my anger at the atrocities of Renan rule. Back then, all I had to worry about was fighting the Renans for the sake of the Dahnons. But then I met Shion and the people of Menancia, and things became a lot more complicated. It's even messier now that we have to worry.
It used to be that the Dahnons were the ones in the right, and the Renans were the ones in the wrong. Though, maybe that was just a biased perspective from being on the side of the oppressed.
Exactly. I'll never tolerate the Renans ruling over us. But nothing ever ends up being as black and white as you'd expect it to
No,
be either.
nic nie jest biało i
That's
czarne.
clear to me now.
That said,
Wszystko jest szaro.
even putting aside bad apples like Deadheim for a moment, you may be able to free the Dahnon people, but that won't undo 300 years of oppression. It'll
No, rację ma.
be... I think maybe that's why I clung to our dream so hard back in...
Even if his motivations weren't pure, Dohalim has a good heart. He didn't sink to...
You don't understand. I'm saying that it goes deeper than that. This hierarchy we live in, it's not solely something the Renans invented. I remember a story Rinwell once told me. She said before the Renans invaded, we Dahnons had our own class system. We are the ones who divided ourselves. I saw it in Deadheim's eyes. He wanted to rule over others.
To hear Bayfon tell it, Deadheim wasn't always that way.
But as time went on, and he and the Darkwings fought the Renans, I guess what I'm getting at is, if we defeat the Renans but just go back to the way things were before, was there even any point in fighting?
But that world isn't the one you want to create, right?
Maybe not. But to tell you the truth, these days I'm not so sure that dream is even possible.
You have your promise to Megal, though. Your home and the people of Menancia are depending on you.
I know. My brother. He truly believed in his dream of coexistence. And I suppose, even now, many people still do. And then,
Who, me?
you and Shion.
I'm not sure I've...
Okay, then let me spell it out for you. How many other Renans and Dahnons do you know that get on as spectacularly as the two of you?
I don't know that I'd say spectacularly.
Well, I suppose it's really all a matter of how you look at it.
I really don't see what...
Ale ona
I think
tutaj
I'm getting
kotogot
seasick again.
odwróciło szybko.
Sorry.
No, Witku, idźcie tam. Żegnij se. Będzie ci lepiej.
Do you think Law is okay?
If you're worried, why don't you ask him yourself?
Yeah. I think maybe I should apologize to him too. I should apologize to all of you.
Us, too?
Well, I was kinda lying to you all this whole time. I was blind to everything except my own revenge. I never even considered the struggles all of you might be facing.
We all have things we'd prefer to keep to ourselves, Rinwell.
But that's not what I mean.
I know. You're talking about Almeidrea.
Yeah. I hate her, Alphen. I can't stop hating her, but it's not just her. I think about the way Law looked at me. I hated the Lord who killed my parents. And I hated the Renans I had to travel along, and yet, Sislodia's Danans backstab each other like it's a normal way of life. And Mahag Sar has people like Deadime, but then there are people like Law and Shion. It's all just too much. I don't know what to think anymore.
Law never said that you had to forgive Almadria. It's only natural you would hate your family's murderer.
But what?
Law left home because of how much he hated his father. As a result of that, well, I think Law spent a lot of time thinking about how they never got to make things right.
No, racja. On każdy ma te swoje problemy.
Law let revenge fuel him. And I think now he's afraid you'll do something you'll regret.
Afraid?
Whatever happens to Almadria when this is all over is up to you. I'll respect whatever choice you make. Just think it over carefully for me, okay? You still have time.
Okay. Thanks, Alphen. Say, but I guess I just can't seem to understand how she feels. Do you know why she gets like that?
Shion's... She can be a tough nut to crack. She doesn't really...
It's just what she said about hate being a source of strength. Where did that... I wonder
Sama
how it
wiesz.
feels. Not being able to hold...
Dobrze. Ona...
Lean much further, you'll go overboard. Keeping an eye out for Almadria's ship?
I'm looking at the ocean.
The ocean?
Yeah. This world is filled with natural wonders. The icy air and white peaks of Sislodia. The lush green glades of Menancia. But Menancia has its lake of death. And Nias, its ruins. And they wouldn't be there if it weren't for that contest.
No. Macie konkurs, inni akurat tutaj umierają często.
Say we actually managed to put a stop to the crown contest for good. What do you think will happen between the Dahnans and the Ren...
You first.
Well, I want to believe that the coexistence we saw in Menancia can happen elsewhere, too. It's insane for all of us to keep fighting. If Menancia can do it, so can everyone else.
Yeah. I think that would be good too. A world where everyone can get along. At least, that's what I've come to.
You sure have changed.
I can't lie to you. Since I was young, I've looked down on the Dahnans too, but I've seen a lot. And I see things differently now. I've seen so many ugly and terrible things in this world. And the good things too. They didn't come from just the Renans. Kindness and cruelty exist on both sides. A person's race doesn't factor into it. So, I guess you're right after all, Alphen. You know, I've never actually...
Ale to ściągnie rękawiczkę,
Ever since I
panie.
was on Lenegis, I've always been alone. Even after...
And now?
Do you still not remember your...
No. Sometimes it feels like I can almost remember. But then this mask stops me.
The mask keeps you from remembering why you have the mask in the first place. It's a little
I
ironic,
okaże
isn't
się,
it?
że on jest w ogóle sam ostatnim lordem. Albo on był król tych
It
lordów.
won't be long now before you're rid of those thorns, you know? Only 2 lords remain. And once you have their master course, you'll be able to create the Renis Alma, right? Then you can... Shion?
Sorry, it's nothing. You're right, though. I never could have made it this far on my own. I have everyone to thank for that. Including...
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
O, Przyjrzała na oczy. W końcu.
I took a look around inside the ship just in case, but I didn't find anything that looked like it might be suspicious.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
You know, it wasn't until I left Calaglia that I finally realized just how big the world...
When we tore down the wall in Calaglia, and I could finally see the horizon in the far-off distance, I had the...
Yeah, somehow the sea is different though. I'm not sure just how to put it. It's almost as... I bet my old man would have been blown away by this view.
Yeah.
Ever since he died, I've been thinking about what it was that he was really trying to say to me at the end. I keep going over his words again and again. And heck, maybe I'm just overthinking. Sometimes
No,
I
za
wonder
dużo
if it could
myślisz.
have turned out differently. If there was
Bądź już
something I
swoim
could have done.
mężczyzną.
But no matter how much I play
Szkoda,
it back,
ojca
I'm
nie
still
ma.
no closer to fight. And then there's
Ale...
everything with Rinwell. I stopped her from killing him. I feel like such a screw-up.
Musi to przeżyć.
You're not the only one. I keep asking myself what Zephyr would have done had he been here. Like I think, how would Zephyr have handled Rinwell?
Yeah, I think he definitely would have stopped her.
And that's exactly what you did, Law. I think he'd be really proud of you.
Alphen.
Zephyr's not the worst yardstick to measure ourselves against. Let's both do...
Sounds like a deal. Thanks, Alphen.
No i
Wonder
git.
how much longer it's going to be before we catch up to Almadria. I'll ask Mahavar.
Look who's up. Good timing. We're closing.
That's the ship? She's huge. Law, go gather the others, will you? Think you'll be able to flank them without getting spotted?
Yeah, with the fog as our ally, I think I might just pull it off.
What'll you do if they catch on to us?
Not much I can do. Ship that size, they'll probably blow us to bits before we ready cannons.
Popatrz. Nikt ich nie zauważył, nawet radar nie.
Persistent little things. Evidently, I shouldn't have spared the wretched vermin.
Co to jest? Smoczek?
Hungry already, my dear?
Czy to znowu jakiś dinozaur?
Worry not, for you shall have plenty to feast upon shortly.
Perfect. You managed to get us right up beside...
I'll stay with the ship so we can leave as soon as you're...
Good. Then let's find Almadria.
Mobile Fortress Gradia.
Xian, I want to thank you.
What brought this on?
What you said helped to calm me.
Don't mention it.
Dobrze. Po pierwsze chcę jeszcze tutaj coś zrobić. Chodzi mi o to wszystko. To jest Attack Renews. O, Attack to dla mnie. Rosemary, Elemental Attack. Na nią. Szafa. Elemental Defense. Kisara ma na mniej, on ma na więcej. Dam na siebie. Penetration. No to ciebie damy. Rebels Race is greatly... Na siebie. A nie wiem, czy wszystko na siebie nie dam. Raises Attack. No jasne. Adverbama. Defense. Jasne. Red Jasmin. Resistance. Wszystko na mnie. Feel consuming means good luck when consuming as a battle chain bonus gauge. No dobrze. Dobrze, to na tym etapie zakończymy ten odcinek i potem zrobimy tutaj na statku trochę porządek.